Hello and welcome back to Helldivers 2 Loadout Roulette. Today's loadout is the Breaker Incendiary. Haven't used that at all. And I've heard that you use the duckbill and that's like the last attachment, so that kind of sucks. The P92 Warrant, the new weapon from the shop side of the new War Bond. It's essentially the Lawgiver from Judge Dredd. And throwing knives. Our armor is the B24 Enforcer. So we have fortified, don't really have any explosives, so don't know how useful that'll be. The Winter Warrior helmet, a helmet I forget exists most of the time, but it actually matches. Not a big fan because when you look at it, you look at the size and proportion, and then you look at like the knight. Apparently you have either a ton of padding and your eyes are set weird, or there's not a uniform helmet that is built upon for modeling. So you get these weird scale issues. And then our cape is actually from the War Bond, Miranda's Legacy, to match the blue and white and black. Couldn't really do anything with the red, but oh well. And we are up against the Terminids, so luckily this breaker will do quite well. And I will see you in the mission. Okay, so we have Orbital 120, Orbital Napalm, Orbital Precision, and Anti-Tank Mines. So I have nothing to call in. But one of our guys brought in Eats, the Spear, and the Wasp. Brother, what are you fighting? I had to stop for a second. I forgot I always turn this thing off of burst. I actually should probably use it in burst. Yeah, I'm gonna go after those. I'm gonna go after the spore towers because we're having some issues. I just hate using this thing like a flak gun, even though that more or less is what it is for. It just feels weird. So that'll deal with that. Oh yeah, we have the Warrant, so I can just do this. The lock-on's cool, but it doesn't go after heavy targets, so even stuff that should be vulnerable, the game just goes, no. Which makes it annoying, because it'll just not work. Okay, you guys have got to solve that on your own. I'm trying to deal with everything else here. Also, the magazine for this thing is not divisible by 3, but it fires 3-round bursts. If there is something that absolutely just triggers my OCD, it is 3-round burst with equally divisible magazines. Like, you know what you're doing. 3-round burst isn't just like a haha surprise feature. You knew it was gonna be there. The FAMAS in reality is the same way. They were like, oh, we have a 3-round burst. But the magazine, it do not have 3-round divisible number. And it's like, what were you smoking that you decided this was the plan? It just, oh god, it bugs me. Especially especially actual guns, like, just extend the magazine a teeny bit. You can put an extra bullet or two. It's okay. Also video games, because it's like, you literally just hit a button. You pull out the calculator app on your computer or your phone, you type in, oh, I want 6 bursts in this magazine. 3 times 6, enter. Oh, 18. That's how many rounds I put in for this weapon. You don't just be like, I'm vibe coding.
Freedom forever! Last reload!
Help! Help! Help me! I have throwing knives, I can't be useful here. I'm here for aura farming. That's all I can do. Oh yeah, I have orbital precisions. I can't really do much. Kinda need someone to stand still for those, but I do have them. Ooh, someone dropped a launcher. Mine, 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 mine. I hate those artillery bugs. Because they will... I've had it where they will throw just the most bullshit shot into the air, and you watch it careen like 8 miles to the left, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And then you'll get like 4 of them standing next to each other. They'll all fire, and it just persistently will pound your position, and you're like, how? The other one was aware of me, and it couldn't even hit me for a damn thing. That thing had the spatial awareness of a bowling ball. But this cluster happens to have like the best shooters on the planet.
Bug outpost! Calling in orbital strike.
Ooh, anti-material rifle. I might swipe for that. Yeah, I'll take that instead. I'm also, like, out of ammo, so... Yay! This also has, like, no ammo, but... there's potential. Yeah, I gotta say, off rip, this build has 2 glaring issues. No, stop that! Stop that! This is the dumbest thing. It works, but... I guess that's a good use for pulling the wasp. You could have also just pulled like a turret. And that would deal with a lot of these problems, but you know what? Whatever works, my guy. That's why I prefer pulling like a anti-tank turret or something. A nice rocket turret will deal with a lot of problems. Where was our last... yeah, I need it. I can't exactly afford to not go back for the resupply here. Gotta say, I'm happy no one decided to take the dead man sprint. I can't. There's too much here. Alright, we're just making do with nothing.
Requesting fortification.
Have those. Enjoy.
Tagging location. North. Affirmative. Found something. Affirmative.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people early on who were just like power leveling the breaker. And I get it. It's not bad. But I'm definitely not,
Last reload.
you know, going crazy over it.
Freedom never rests. Requesting orbital strike. Requesting sentry.
That didn't work, but it did open up his leg.
Requesting orbital. Orbital inbound.
Found something.
Tagging map. North.
I love the oh so rewarding feeling of calling in something big like that and seeing no feed for kills. Nothing says you didn't do shit like no multiplier of like, hey, you got like 10 kills with that. Game's just like, maybe somebody.
Calling down
Not enough
weapon.
to warrant telling you you got any kills.
Advanced weaponry.
I would kill for a backpack weapon. I'm not taking the Wasp. Not after I just grabbed ammo. If this was before, sure, I would have scooped that up and made do. Granted, I also think trying to use the Wasp against bugs is a terrible idea. They're way too close. They're usually on the ground. Everything that's a spells a bad time. Maybe those tank mines will work. Probably not. I want someone to do the research and tell me, does anything trigger the tank mines? Because I feel like nothing does, or if they do, the enemies are smart enough to avoid them. To the point where it's just like, it's almost a dead stratagem slot.
Objective complete. Retreat! Mag's empty!
Oh, cool.
I'm out!
Where'd my rifle go?
Requesting sentry! Calling down a sentry!
I think it's a bug, but I do love when the cities actually have just an open end like this. It feels more believable than all the cities being these like fortified cities. Just because you imagine the time and effort it would take to build the walls and everything, and then decide, oh, we're gonna expand the city by a block, and either have to demolish or reposition all the walls.
Requesting orbital!
Orbital barrage.
Orbital inbound!
Stand clear.
Nah, we're not gonna do tank mines, there's no need. That's overkill.
Reloading! Mag's empty!
You should stick your face in the ground.
Mag's empty! Calling in orbital!
That's not gonna work.
Grenade!
Okay, what hole is still left?
Dropping a pin.
Oh, it's this one.
Reinforcing!
Did my guy just like... I think he tried to shock grenade it. Does this even work?
Tagging location.
No. Of course it doesn't have destructive force. I'm not too shocked. I'm not even too disappointed. I think it might be you have to like stare down the hole, because I know you can use AMRs to pop open shipping crates. Ooh.
Requesting sentry!
Knew I should have left it up for a second.
Heavy, north, close.
I feel like
Northwest, on my position.
spore chargers should have reduced armor. Because when you think about it, they're clearly compromised by these large gaseous spores, or like welts.
Freedom never sleeps!
So that has to have an effect on their
Mag's empty.
just general well-being. Oh yeah, we have to launch a missile. I kind of forgot what the objective was. See, like, where was that? Where was he shooting from?
Engaging terminal.
Ah, stalker. That is probably...
Helldivers never die.
I'm not even sure where they could be from. I just know they're not from here and I don't like them. Trying to suss it out on the map. There? Maybe like that area? Kinda need the supplies before I even attempt a journey out.
Max empty.
Requesting orbital.
Mission at 20 minutes remaining.
New mag. Max empty. Engaging terminal.
Yeah, give me a drum on this thing. Good thing I didn't decide to run that way. Also, that's kind of the path we have to take. Ooh, jetpack. Somebody died here. I think that's a hover pack, but I'll take it. That is his hover pack. Unless it's in the hole.
Tagging location.
Yep. Yeah, hit drop in the hole. Tragic.
Affirmative.
Probably why he doesn't have it either.
You have ignited the torches of liberty. Extraction awaits. Requesting orbital strike. Requesting orbital. How'd you like the taste of freedom?
Oh. Oh, there's the stalker lair.
Orbital inbound. Front tunnel breach.
Request approved. Reinforcements.
Yeah, I do not like the knockback. You want to give them extended reach? Sure. But when it's just like, they just kind of flail their tongue at you and you get sent flying, that's really annoying.
Calling in reinforcements.
Reinforcements.
New mag.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Democracy has landed. Calling in reinforcements. Max empty. Calling in reinforcements. Calling in orbital strike.
I just nuked him. I'm not... Okay, how do you... How does he spit down and hit me?
Deploying reinforcements.
Team reload required. New mag. Calling down a sentry.
Like, I wish they'd do something about that, because the splash does not have a visual effect. So you're left just kind of guessing how large the radius is. I guess I wouldn't care so much if I knew, but they'll just be like, bleh, and hit like that, and I'll be over here, and I get slowed and start taking acid damage. It's like, but you don't give me the proper representation. How am I supposed to know this if you can't allow me to gauge proper distance and attack distance and size and everything?
Mag's empty. Requesting orbital.
Oh my god.
Calling in reinforcements. Reinforcing.
I get it, these rounds are slow, but he literally walked into my bullet.
Calling in extraction. Requesting orbital strike.
Extraction request confirmed. Shuttle inbound.
Requesting jetpack. Calling down a support weapon.
Apparently everybody just left their stuff over here when they died. I don't even care if it's the last, like, 2.5 minutes. I'm taking something. I'm getting a free backpack. Unless it's in a hole again.
Requesting air support. Reinforcing.
Reinforcement budget running low. Request approved. Reinforcements on the way. ETA T-minus 2 minutes.
Last reload.
ETA T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
Yeah, I really don't see what other people see in this gun. I think it spreads far too much. Maybe with the duckbill it's better, but most of its damage is from the fire dots. But I'm not exactly
Reinforcing.
hanging around being like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for things to burn to death, especially bugs who have a tendency to charge you. Ah, no. Not for me.
Requesting fortification.
Grinding it will be a chore for sure.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
I don't even think that went off.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds. ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction. take off.
Reinforcement budget depleted. Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area.
Extraction complete.
That wasn't even me trying to be like, oh, we gotta make it cinematic. That was me just like, I'm just dumping everything.
Today you've carved another
Hey, 6 kills.
climb to liberty.
But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.